All right, so I'm going to share my screen here, and we're going to do a segment called Reddit Relationships, and I had to get that up on the screen here real quick.
Okay.
Reddit Relationships, and this one really good when we did this a while ago. It was one of our first episodes that got a lot of traction here. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to ask a question that somebody asked in Reddit Relationship Advice. And this was 2 months ago. And a person called throwaway_secrets never wrote the following, titled, Secrets Are Never Forever. My, and she's 56, husband, who's 55, how do I deal with this? And let me make sure that everything's being shared properly. I don't know how to fix this. 1 second, because I got to figure out how to fix this.
Fix what?
On the screen, it's showing everything. I want it to be not like that.
You only wanted to show the thing?
All right, hold on. Let me stop sharing. I think I accidentally shared just that. I need to share it to be window. Nope, Chrome tab. That's the Chrome tab. All right, bear with me. Oh, well, here we go. This person asked the following. Okay. We have 2 children, 27 and 30, and 4 grandkids. We've been married for 32 years. Make it bigger. That's what she said. I want to keep this as short as possible, but I'm scared of what's going to happen to our lives now that the secret has come out. My son came and saw me about a week ago. My husband was at work. We sat down and I knew something was wrong and I was concerned for him. I told him to just tell me what the problem was and we will sort through whatever this was. He said he didn't know how to start, so he would just put it all on the table and see what I have to say. I was getting very concerned at this stage, never thinking that what he would tell me could destroy our lives. My son told me that he took an ancestry DNA test because, like his dad, he was interested in genealogy and he wanted his kids to know where they came from and the history. It still hadn't clicked at that stage. I thought that it came back that there was a medical issue that may be present and expressed my thoughts. No, mom, he said, that is not the problem. The problem is that dad and I have no common DNA. She goes on to say, I started shaking and went into shock. He asked if his dad knows, and I told him no. I didn't know until now. The secret that I had kept for 28 years is no longer a secret. I knew that my son could have been a product of a mistake that I had early in my marriage, but when he was born, he looked so much like my husband that I dismissed it and convinced myself that he was indeed my husband's. The mistake and bad choice was when we were going through a tough time and my husband was working long hours and we were struggling to get a deposit for a house. We were also trying for a second child. One of my husband's friends was in our lives as he was going through a breakup and we were trying to be supportive. My husband was at work and his friend and I were drinking and just talking about life. We got drunk and we had sex. I can't even remember it. And the next morning, his friend and I was mortified and never vowed to bring it up again. It was such a long time ago that I can't even really remember it. I dismissed it as a one-time mistake and have never been tempted to cheat ever again. When I fell pregnant, and here we are. My husband is such a loving man, and our marriage has always been strong since that moment, I guess. My son wants me to tell him, as he will find out soon enough through ancestry. How do I proceed? I am disgusted that this is going to destroy my husband, my entire family. I know that I was a PCOS back then for what I did. I cannot erase it, but the hurt we are all going through, I can't fathom. My husband has not found out yet, but I have to tell him before he finds out. So the question is, what would you do? Look, I'm just going to say as very cleanly as I can. You might as well just get it out there now.
Yeah.
Get it out there now. Bring it up to your husband before he finds out through some other means, and it rocks him because even after the fact, he's gonna start thinking, well, how long did you know, right? And I'm finding out through ancestry. Why didn't you say anything? Look, it's not gonna be an easy conversation, but it's one that needs to happen, and you might as well just tell him and get it over with.
Because it's not a matter of how long does she know about his DNA. She's known for 27 years. Because scroll back up to the top.
Oh, sorry.
She's known
about 28 years.
28 years that she had that affair. So it doesn't matter how long she's known who the true father was. What matters is she knew for 28 years that she had that affair. That's what matters. That's when you should have had that conversation.
Yep. So we do have a couple of comments that are coming in, and I want to read those out. Free T said, heck no, she must do time, and said jail now. In all capitals.
Look,
no other filler words. I like Free T, like straight to the point. Jail now.
The way I look at it, it's like you can't keep that type of secret because it will eventually come out. But 28 years later, best friend too?
And it was the best friend? Yes!
That man probably got named like Godfather of the Baby and like all that other stuff.
Right? So like now, he's going to be playing that in his head. Like, how often has he been by? Is there more than that? And she's just lying? So like now, what if that best friend is still around in the picture?
And it's gonna be like the only thing I lied to you about was that we had it, but it's like it is gonna cause him to question everything because that's how it is for me. Like if someone lies to me and I find out about it, it causes me to question every conversation I've ever had with that person. I had a student lie to me about something, and the moment that lie came out, it has caused me to question every single thing that this student has said to me for 64 days. Because of one lie. And like it makes me reevaluate everything. I've always been like that. You lie to me once, it causes me to question everything that you've ever told me. And it's never a good place when I get to that moment.